The walk in that gave everyone chill. Before a single punch was thrown, the walk alone was the world price of admission. Conor McGregor walked in the T-Mobile Arena with a freshly shaved mohawk. The same haircut he wore for his very first UFC fight over the decade. The crowd erupted. $72,000 ticket revenue in the arena alone just for this moment. The lights, the music, the store. Whatever happened in the Octagon for that moment walk-in, the Conor McGregor was still the biggest star in the combat store, and the whole world knew it. The staredown that told the story. The staredown between McGregor and Holloway said everything about without a single word being spoken. McGregor locked eyes, intense focus, and the whole fight burning behind this famous blue eyes. Holloway was calm, unvaryingly calm, the kind of calm that comes from a man who has spent 8.5 hours inside the octagon. More than almost any active fighter alive, McGregor had the swagger. Holloway has the serenity, and in that moment, if you look closely enough, you could see the difference between a man returning from the 5 years away. The bell rings, McGregor sprints. The moment the bell rings, McGregor does not walk toward Holloway. He does not circle, he does not fill out the race. He sprints across the canvas full speed from one side to the octagon to the other fraction of a second. It was a vintage McGregor, aggressive, explosive, trying to set the tone immediately. The crowd gets absolutely wild. For 1 second, one beautiful electric sound. It looked like the old Conor McGregor is back. And then he threw the kick and everything's changed. That started at all. McGregor launched a jumping scissor kick and dashes high reverse strike right off the gate. It is the kind of technique that only McGregor would attempt in the opening second of the most important fight of his comeback. And here is the thing, it lands, the kick connects with the Holloway. But when McGregor's right legs come back to the canvas, his knee buckles. One moment of impact, one moment of landing wrong, and 5 years of rehabilitation, preparation, and anticipation begins to unravel in the reality. The buckle, the grimace, the moment. Watch McGregor's face was instant, his knees gasped. It's not the face of man in the temporary pain. It is the face of man who knows immediately, instantly, that something serious has happened. His right knee is buckled inward, his body shifts, his weight transfer awkwardly, and his expression changes from the fierce aggression of the opening sprint of something that looks dangerously close to recognition. Always sees it first. Here is what makes this moment even more remarkable. Max Holloway sees the injury before this referee does. Watch the footage. The moment McGregor knee gasps, Holloway looks down. He sees the buckle. He sees McGregor compromise balance. And instead of attacking, he stopped. He turning to referee Mike Beltran, call his attention to McGregor's condition in the middle of the most fight for his career. Holloway tried to stop it by concern of his opponent. This is not the sportsmanship. This is the humanity. This is what combat sport is supposed to look like. McGregor refuses to quit. But here is the other side of the story. McGregor now his knee is gone. He knows the fight should probably stop and he refuses. He was aware of the concern. He signaled to Beltran, I want to keep going. He's tried to plant his foot. He tried to throw a left cross. He slips to the canvas half-assed. He compromised his knee, unable to hold his weight under the start of fight. He gets back to he tries again, he slips a second time and through all of it, he refuses to quit. This is not a stupidity, this is the heart of it. The final exchange. After McGregor gets back to his feet to the second time, Holloway lands one calf kick, just one. McGregor takes an unsure step backward. His right knee is completely unable to support. Normal movement, and referee Mike Beltran sees he steps he waves it to the fight is over. The 1 moment, 9 seconds of round 1. The official result, TKO victory for the Max Holloway by injury. In the end, it was not a punch by finish by Conor McGregor. It was not a submission. It was his own body falling for him the second time in the 5 years. That ended the greatest comeback story in the MMA history. McGregor walks out under his own power. And here is the detail that mattered most in the immediate aftermath. Conor McGregor exits the octagon under his own power, limping visibly painfully on his right side, but walking not on the stretcher, not carrying, walking, and he's make his way through with the crowd still processing what just happened. There is something in his expression. This is not that. It is not look of a man who has given up. It is the look of a man who is already thinking about what comes next. The knee injury nobody wanted to see. The broadcast confirmed it immediately. Knee injury and the MMA world reaction is instant and unanimous. Absolute heartbreak, not because the McGregor lost. He was the underdog, lost his heaven, but because of how it ended, because the crowd had waited 5 years or 69 seconds of the compromised fighter in the bad knee. Because the rematch everyone wanted, the real match, the healthy McGregor against the Holloway, never actually happened. The fight the world wanted that never took place inside the octagon last night, and that is genuinely devastating. Let's look at the number from the 69 seconds because they tell the story perfectly. McGregor landed 5 of the 11 total strikes attempted. Holloway landed 14 of 22. McGregor landed 0 of 6 significant strike. Holloway landed 12 of the 19. McGregor has 0 knockdown. Holloway had 0 knockdown and the fight time 69 seconds. For 5 years of waiting, 4 months of build up for the biggest PPV of the 2026. 69 seconds of all the way of comeback could end. This was one of the nobody had on there, the bingo card. I had him weak in the knees, Holloway perfect line. After the fight, with the crowd still stand beginning to the both of the outcome, Max Holloway grabs the microphone. He salutes McGregor. He calls him an absolute animal to trying to fight through the injury. He calls for trilogy fight, and then with the perfect comedic timing, massive grin, he delivered the line of the right, and what I can say, I had him weak in the knees. I guess the crowd laughed, the tension breaks, and in the one sentence, Max Holloway turned the most anticlimactic event in the recent UFC history into the something what the rematch with Holloway would have looked like. Here is the fight we never going to see. A healthy McGregor sharp on the feet, precise in his timing, that famous left-handed loaded against the involved Max Holloway. Holloway who beat Dustin Poirier. Holloway who knock out Justin Gaethje in the 5th round. Holloway who has 8 hours of octagon time under his belt. That fight, healthy McGregor versus peak Holloway, it's one of the most fascinating tactical matchup in the recent MMA history. We did not get last night, and that more than anything else is what really hurts about the UFC 3-9. Is this the end for Conor McGregor? 1-4 in this last 5 fights, 2 career-threatening injury in 5 years, 37-year-old and 38 in 3 days, and yet Max Holloway has already called for a trilogy. Dana White has not closed the door. McGregor himself left the cage with that look, the look of a man who is not done. History tells us McGregor always come back. He come back from the broken leg. He come back from every setback, every time. But there is come moment and every fight story where this body makes that decision in hard refuses to make. Was a last night moment for Conor. Only he knows, and the whole world was waiting for his answer.